Hi, this is Sammie W, and today I'm going to solve a linear regression problem. Statistics, yeah, I stumbled this word a couple times. Statistics students in Oxnard College sampled 10 textbooks in the Condor bookstore and recorded the number of pages in each textbook and its cost. The data are shown below. On board two, I have the data here. It's kind of scrunched together, but we have 928, 882, and that splits it, and that's the number of pages and the cost y. It's saying y, and x. It should be just x and y, I think. So these are my cost y, 77 um, point 24 cents per page all the way down. So we want to plug this into um, the calculator or on the computer and solve it. So here I have some of these values worked out, and we're going to run through it really quickly. Um, we want to find the cost for x equals 830. That was the question. What's the cost for x equals? Cancel that. Go back to board one. What was the cost for x equals 830? That was it. Well, it was too much. I didn't write it all on here. But that's the cost. That's what we're going to find out on that value. So let's take a look at it. So here we go. And I'm going to walk you through it how I did it on the calculator. So here we go. We're going to start back from stats. Okay. Stats. We got to populate the list, edit. I already took the liberty of populating the list with those values. I could zoom in more and give you those values, but that's not important. I think it's more important to know the steps. So, okay, now we go to calculate. We go back to stat, go over to calculate. We can see linear regression under number 4. We can enter it or scroll down to it. And you can see list 1 and list 2. If we go back, list 1 and list 2 are list 1 is my x values, list 2 is my y values. So everything is set there. We'll go back to stat, calculate linear regression 4. You see x is list 1, y is list 2. Everything is set up. Now all you have to go is enter, 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 calculate, enter. It calculated everything already. Y equals a plus ax plus b. We know that's the equation of a line. That's going to be our linear regression equation where a equals this long value here, b equals that long value there. Our regression is 0.95, so that's closer to 1. That means our slope is 1, and our regression is almost, our slope is almost 1, and our regression is almost a complete regression. A complete regression, positive regression would be 1. So 0.95 is close to that, uh, or that's a relationship between the x and the y. And so the x and the y is almost complete at a 0.95. That's what that means. So now we want to find out. We could write that on paper here. You can see I can write that on paper as the 0.087, and this is the intercept B. But for accuracy, we can go back to vars, um, stat number 5, scroll over to EQ1, regression equation, enter. And so that gives me the end of this. This is the back end of this, but this is the whole y equals mx plus b, all the significant digits. Now, um, I would scroll across, but sometimes when I scroll across, that's going to give me an error. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. We'll go to as it is, second trace to get the graph. And that's value is already in number 1, is already highlighted. So we go, and now we see our graph with our um, line of least fit, our regression line already in there. We want the x value of 830. So I'll plug in 830. And that's going to put 830. You see that? Put 830 on the graph, on the line. Any value that you input here should land on the line. And so say that 830 was out of range. I could go back into the window and change that, go back into the window and change my values to fit 830, because if this range, if 830 wasn't in this range, say that this range went from 200 to say 700, then if I try to calculate at 830, it would give me an error. So that gives me a y value of 68.61. So the answer to the question is What is the cost per page at X equals 830 pages? That's 68.61. So hopefully that was helpful to you. Um, this is Sammie W, and I'm always here to help. Thank you very much.